And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jason Hebert Live. If you are not familiar with the show, what we do here is interview the loved ones of missing persons and unsolved crimes in an effort to help bring them home and help solve cases. Just a moment here, we're having an issue with the notifications going out. Okay, there's a couple going out there. So if you are into true crime, trying to help out the cases. Our show is a little different than most. We always do it live. So as you see, it gives you the opportunity to come on and chat live and actually ask questions directly to the guests. So maybe it's a case you've been following for years and you have a question or two that you've wanted to get out there. Or maybe it is a brand new case, such as this one will probably be, and you know nothing about it, and it'll give you a chance to learn and ask questions. So if you do like things like that and you want to try to help these families which desperately need your help, then click subscribe below and set the notification bell to all, and you will be notified every time we go to do an episode. Also, anyone who so far, Anna Marie has supported the show today. In the description and in the chat, there's a link. Anyone who wants to support it. So thank you so much to Anna Marie and anyone moving forward. If you do decide to support the show, please do use that link versus the super chat. It just works out a lot better. But so thank you to Anna Marie and anybody else who does. At the very end, we'll give shout outs. We want to save that till after, of course. We don't want to interrupt the story for the support, but I do want to give you guys a thank you when you do. So we'll do that at the very end. Anybody who supports throughout the duration of the show, thank you to you guys. Okay, so I'm just going to read you guys a quick little blurb before we go ahead. I'm going to save the bulk of the story, of course, for Katie, who is Skylar's mom. Tonight we have the case of Skylar Seagrave. So her mom is going to tell you guys the basics, but I'm just going to read you a quick little blurb just to kind of catch you up on the basics of what's going on. So Skylar is she's 16. So she's a young teenager. So give me one moment. Sorry, I had it all pulled up. Okay, I'm sorry. 15 years old. Okay, she's been missing since the 6th. So today's exactly 2 weeks, with today being November 20th. She was last seen. This is in London, Kentucky. She was last seen at McDonald's on South Laurel Road. She's 5'5", 120 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. I'm going to be showing you guys plenty of pictures as we talk to Katie. And that's basically the basics. Hello to everybody here. We have Anna, Kayla, Talia, Michelle. Oh, hey, Melinda. What's up, sweetheart? Kelly, Chris. We have Anna Marie, of course. And good amount of people here. Lance, E Squared. E Squared says, this is a county where I live. If I can help with flyers or anything, let me know. So awesome. We will let Katie know. Maybe she could use that help. And Kayla says she's going to be 16 December 19th. Oh, okay, it's 2 days after my birthday. But I'm going to be a lot older than 16. X Gamer Pro, hello there. Okay, guys, so I usually like to give it a minute for some notifications to go out just to get a decent amount of people. So we only get about 30, 35 people in here right now, but that's enough to get started because notifications are still going out. So by the time we really get going, we'll probably have a good amount of people here. Give me 1 second just to check one thing. And, actually, Melinda, I got something to tell you, but I'll tell you after the show. Okay, so we're going to bring on Katie and go over Skylar's story. Katie, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I just want to say I'm so sorry for what you're going through. I pray that this just ends up being teens being teens. And, somehow, some way, this show contributes towards bringing her home, or at least taking a step towards it. And just thank you for your strength in coming on today. And just know you're not alone. You have me, my team, and everyone in the chat here to help. So thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate you so much. Just the Lord has blessed me with so many people through this whole situation, and I just can't thank Him enough. Thank you, people that have made posters, shared, prayed for us. There's just been so much, and I just really hope that if Skylar does see this, that she sees the amount of support that she has from, a mom that is not going to give up. People that love her, people that's never met her that are doing this just to bring her home. That, she's not some worthless teenager, that she's made some mistakes, but, she has her whole life ahead of her.
Yeah, if we were all judged by our worst mistake at 15, we'd all be in trouble. So, in our younger years, I should say, right? So,
Right.
it's this is just a small mistake, and let's hope that everything works out. Do you want to start by maybe telling us just a little bit about her in general, and then you can lead us into what happened that day and what we know from there?
Yeah, I guess I want to talk about my family a little bit,
Sure.
because since this is online, we're going to get all kinds of hate. I've seen that just unfortunately on the city police station. When they put her missing poster, people want to jump to conclusions. Oh, she's got a bad home life, or what's going on, or how does this keep happening? Because unfortunately, this is her fifth time in a year. But my mom, she did raise her for most of her life. I was 16 when I had her. So what she's kind of going through, I know. I did it. Um,
Because you were a young mom, so you had
because I
struggles
was
and
a
things.
young mom, there was, drug use.
Okay.
But also, like, when we get into it a little bit later, this world is so much worse than whenever I was
Yeah,
15.
I
There's
agree.
so much more out there. Social media wasn't, but my mom, she raised her. My mom is an angel. She was my angel. She adopted me, because my own mom couldn't take care of me. So she took care of Skylar. She raised her in church. There
That's
was
not her, the mom, right? I'm just curious. Your mom in the picture? No,
yeah,
she's
that's
too
that's
young.
my
Oh, that's
mama.
her.
That's my
Oh,
mama. Yeah,
okay.
that's her.
Looks young.
Um, we were at the chicken festival at that one. She had just got out of rehab, but anyway, Skylar, she was raised in church, straight A's in school, no problems. Eighth grade came. Her eighth grade year is like kind of when COVID hit. She didn't get to graduate eighth grade, say bye to her friends. The world shut down, and because my mom was so old and was taking care of her, she stayed at home her ninth grade year. We did the quarantine thing. So she was kind of isolated, and she used my mom's age of being, 74 and having to take care of my dad. She used that to her advantage, and unfortunately would run away and sneak out and sneak people in, and my mom was completely clueless. So whenever I kind of found this out, I had to make the tough decision, Skylar, I'm sorry, but it's time for you to come and live with me. I have a husband, two other sons. She has two younger brothers that absolutely adore her. But I had to tell her, Skylar, at 16, I made the decision for you to stay with my mom because as your mom, I couldn't take care of you like you needed to be taken care of.
Mm,
Now, that you're 12, 13, 14, you're going through, stuff that my mom has no idea about, can't control. And now I'm being your mom and you have to come here to live. So, here there was rules. Social media was being watched. There was no sneaking out. There was no, it was strict here, and she didn't like it, but that's
right.
what she needed. Um, but so she's ran away a couple other times. She ran from the police, and got a fleeing and evading charge. Um,
Fleeing and evading charge.
yeah, fleeing and evading the police because we had located her at a place where she was at before, and she jumped out the window, and
Mm,
and the police had to chase her.
okay. Melinda says, "Sweetheart, your personal life issues you should not have to explain." She's saying that in support, meaning people shouldn't be judging you on things that you went through in the past and things like that. You did the right thing, and right now your baby girl's missing. She says people need to focus strictly on finding her. I completely agree, Melinda.
I appreciate that.
You get a lot of support in the chat. I'll be putting up questions and certain comments. Of course, I don't put them all on the screen, but just certain ones like that. Okay, so you got the fleeing and evading charge. So what exactly is that? Something? I mean, that's probably not some serious thing, right? I mean, she's
No,
just
and
a teen.
actually what came out of that was, she had to do a diversion program. So it was like where she was on probation, so she didn't really get in any trouble. This was like a first offense. to me, this was serious. This is the second time running away. Now you're breaking the law. I felt like something should have happened then, but just the way the laws are set up, they had to give her a second chance, even though this was like her second and third chance with me, and I have no idea, what to do.
Mm.
Um, so she ran again, and that's whenever I had to file runaway charges. So she was court ordered to a residential treatment facility, kind of like a rehab for 45 days. That was from July through she came home September 12th.
Okay. Are you reading the question on the
Yeah.
screen? Yeah,
The
I was
other
gonna. I didn't know if you wanted to finish. Yeah. So Kim Berg asked, how long was she gone before she ran away? You said very short period, right?
Every single time, again, this is the sixth time. But every other time she was home, um, no more than like 30 hours, usually like
Okay.
24 hours. Usually a little bit of Facebook, and just kind of she's always in the same area. People turned her in really quick.
Okay. Also, people, you had
Her
put something out
friends,
there and people saw her.
yeah, friends were reaching out to me, within minutes.
Okay. Yeah, just messages of support, of course. Anna says she's been a runaway as well. And I'm sure you heard me in the beginning. E squared says that she's from this. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's a he or she, but they said they're from the same area. And if you need any help passing off flyers or anything like that, so you do have some local people here willing to
I,
help.
I
So,
do. And Minuteman Press here in London, they've actually been the ones that are making the posters. They've been really awesome about making those. So they already have her profile on hand, like ready to print out her posters if anybody wants to grab one or.
okay. Kim Berg asked, did you check women in children's shelters?
No.
Okay, that might be a good idea. Do you think it's possible she could be staying somewhere like that, or do you think it's more likely with friends? Or
No,
have
we
you?
actually
Let's go
know
over all that. Have
where
you talked to
she's.
friends, stuff like that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we actually kind of know where she's at, but the unfortunate thing is, unless the police have went there, they've made contact with one person, but not all parties that are involved. And
Oh,
they said that unless they see Skylar, someone yells help, or they actually allow them to search, that there's nothing they can do. So here now and I just found this out yesterday where she was. So it's been 14 days of someone having my child, knowing that she's missing. But I mean, it's just like the police, these laws are
Wait,
flawed.
is it the kind of thing that you can't? I know you said there's something you're not sure if you want to say. Where do you think she is, or is that the kind of thing you don't think you can say publicly, or what? I don't understand. She's a minor. I would think they should be able to go in there and get her. No,
You would think.
is
Um,
that a Kentucky law, or I've never heard anything like that?
I, I've reached out to the Centers for National Missing Kids. I even called them because they have an open case, and I'm like, I've tried to call the state police, I've tried to call the city police. I mean, that's what I'm saying is I will not stop. I'm not the only parent that's going through this. Um, the the we're flawed. And that's why I put this in God's hands. Because our homes are failed with social media, what our kids are seeing at home. Our schools are failing our children. Skylar, the day before she ran away, was suspected to be high at school. A
Hi.
teacher saw it. A teacher saw it and sent her to the principal's office. A sobriety test was done on her by a police officer, and she started to cry. So they couldn't confirm or
Oh,
deny whether she was hot. Let her come home. No one called me to let me know that my daughter may or may not be coming home from school intoxicated
wait. Why couldn't they confirm she was
because
crying?
she
But
started crying. So they didn't know if her eyes were red from crying or her eyes were red from being on drugs.
they didn't do the sobriety test because she was crying, or
Well, they did do this. They did one other part of the test, they said, and I guess she maybe passed it, like a
okay,
finger test or something like that. But when, they look at your eyes to see if they're like bloodshot or, whatever.
right.
But there was a teacher that suspected it enough that she sent her to the principal's office. But yet I wasn't contacted.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, that's
Um,
why I just want any parents that are listening that has teenage children, to know that there is so like, you have to be your kid's number one supporter. 'Cause no, I mean, there's so much going on, and there's so many laws and red tape that you just have to be on it. You have to, and even then, like my daughter, we thought we were on it, and she ran out the side door of her work. We were literally had eyes on her to pick her up. I mean, you can still try, but at the end of the day, if your kids, really wanna run away or do this stuff, like, they can. And it's so easy for them to do it now.
that's crazy to me. I never knew that. That you can know where they are and they're a minor and like. So we have someone. She's someone that helps out in a lot of cases. A great resource and friend to have for something like this. As you see on screen, there, retired Sergeant Melinda. She's a friend of mine and of many people in the true crime community that do shows like this and stuff. She's well known for supporting in all kinds of ways. And she says for me to give you her number. Of course, not publicly. I'll send it to you privately on
Right.
Facebook. She
Thank
says
you.
she's going to see legally getting her, help and maybe checked into a facility or something like that. Whatever way she can help. She's somebody very good to know. And we actually have a couple people. We have Denise. I think she's in here now as well. I don't think she's in the general area, but she helps a lot in many different ways. So I'll get a couple people that can help you in many ways. Not just trying to find her, but once we do, seeing about ways to hopefully make sure it doesn't happen again or getting her whatever help she does need. Because as you
Yeah,
say, sometimes the teenage years can be tough for anybody. You
I
know.
know. And I mean, and there's even a signed pickup order by a judge right now waiting, it's just we have to get her. I mean, we just, and that's all I really want to know, is she okay? Because this whole situation is really sketchy. The people involved have been stalking my house a week before.
Wait a
And
minute. Wait a minute. A week before she went missing, people were stalking your house with her in there.
yeah, I just found out this today from a neighbor who
Do you think
actually
she was
made
taken against her will?
no, no. I don't. I think she left with these people, but again, I don't know why these are adults. Um,
And what were they doing? I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to make sure I don't forget. What were they doing when you say stalking the house? What were their actions? And
I'm just driving up and down my road,
oh,
but yet they live 2 towns over, 45 minutes away, and I live out in the country in the middle of nowhere. There's no reason for her to have been at my house.
wow. Okay. So these are adults. Are these the people you believe she might be with?
Hmm. Yeah,
And
and
you,
I went to her work today. I mean, when the police didn't do anything, I went to the lady's work today and looked her in the face and said, "I know you have my daughter. Bring her back now."
okay. And just to be clear, in case we go into any territory, anybody's names that are mentioned here, we
I'm
make
not
no.
mentioning names, no,
Okay. Yeah,
because
we make
I
no
mean,
accusations.
but I
Everything's
want it
alleged.
publicly known. I mean, I will take this to the end. And I told her, I want everybody to know. And also in case anything happens to me, because these people could be crazy. Well,
Yeah.
I have two babies at home.
I mean, I don't really, yeah, I don't know what to say. Why do you think she has Skylar with her or they have Skylar with them? What do you think's going on?
The second time she ran away, the first time she ran away, she was in a relationship with a girl,
Mm,
a teenage girl, young love,
uh,
15 years old. And of course she knew that her family would not approve. We support her, we love her, but we we believe in God, and we don't believe that it's right. And I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but she ran away to be with her girlfriend. They got into an argument, and Skylar left her house. And the people that she's with that I this time are, you know, are kind of sketchy people, but they live two streets over. So Skylar, being in an unknown town, went to the only familiar place that she knows, and that was this person's house and her son, who is also overage.
yeah, Kayla said, I think that's a relative of yours, right? Kayla Sweeney or a
Hmm.
friend or something. Yeah, she says the woman that is helping her has teenage and older sons that Skylar's friends with. Okay, so do you think she's safe there? Or you think it's just she's in a relationship with the son, or do you think she's not safe?
I mean, see, the thing is I don't know because, it could go both ways. Skylar is an out of control teenager who likes to party and do drugs, you know,
Well,
but
she got to get out of there.
she's got to get out of there. I mean, that's it. I mean, plain and simple. That's whatever. I mean, my daughter is no saint. She's no angel. She willingly ran away.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. She
But
deserves to
there's
be
an
safe.
adult, and that's what I've been saying this whole time. Is there is an adult helping in this situation. Like my daughter, she's gonna have water, electric, Wi-Fi. She's not roughing it in the woods. So there's an adult who's providing a roof over her head, who knows that she's missing, who knows that she has family that loves her, who the police have made contact with her and they won't give her up. Why? I mean, Skylar has told people that her grandma beat her, and I guess she's telling people this time that me and her got into a fight, and I threw all of her stuff out, and I made her leave. So Skylar is also out here telling people things, but still, I wouldn't hold someone's child, a 15-year-old, for 2 weeks without calling the authorities and saying, "Here, you take over. Social services, you get involved." But I'm not
Right.
going to harbor this teenage girl. Like,
I'm just in shock that you have a young girl, a runaway, living with adults, and it's just being allowed. And they can at the very least say you have to let us in the house to check. I've never heard that.
I know.
I'm gonna have Melinda and Denise and some people look. Denise is good at looking up laws and stuff. I have people that help me like that, and they're a lot better. I do the show, but I have people that help me out that are a lot better than me at what they do. So I'm gonna have some people trying to look at this because something sounds wrong here. I'd be willing to bet you're not getting all the help that you could get.
Right. And I
And
mean, it makes it kind of hard. I mean, I don't want this to turn into like the police do absolutely nothing. Like I support our police 100%. I mean, the officer working Skylar's case, I mean, Officer Taylor, I can't thank her enough. She has kept me up to date every step of the way. She's called me on her days off where I could hear kids in the background. She has been awesome, but it's also hard where she's in I filed the report with the city police because she came up missing in the city jurisdiction. She's known to be 2 towns over. So the city's working her case, but it's yet 2 towns over in another jurisdiction. Um, so it's just people calling back and forth. But yesterday I called the police, told them the street, told them the name, told them exactly where to go. I said, you have to search her house. You have to search the mom's house next door, check the back doors because she's known to run. Like I did everything but set up a SWAT team for these people.
yeah. Well, okay. Since you said that, we got a couple questions. Kim Berger asks, "Have you tried just doing like a simple wellness check there? See if that works." She
I
said,
mean,
"My daughter's there, I think, visiting. Can you do a wellness check? Make sure she's okay. Can you even just not lie, but can you just say, I thought I got a call with her saying help to me or something, maybe something, just something to get them to go in because maybe you did get a call and you thought you heard that from a number. Who knows?"
well, I mean, what I did do is I had 30 missing posters, and I went and put them over every stop sign, every pole, everything in the neighborhood. Any neighbors that were out, I'm like, look, if you see her in this neighborhood, like I wanted them to know that I know where she was, and I also wanted the neighbors there to be in the lookout for her.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Anna Marie just said I went through the same thing. He's getting a lot of messages of support. E Squared asked if she's still in Laurel County.
No, I believe she's in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
Okay. Kayla says multiple friends of Skylar's that are her age have ties to the woman in question. Okay.
So why?
So what about the friends? Yeah, can the friends, if that was my friend, I'd be going there banging on the window, say, "Hey, let me see my friend right now, or you're gonna have some trouble here." I'm not telling anyone to do that. I'm just saying
No,
if that was me, I'm stupid. So I would
no,
also,
because I mean, I don't want any more teenagers locked up in these people's houses. Because apparently they won't let them go.
yeah. And you, a couple people saying that they can find the address, but you know the address, right?
I know the street. Like, I don't know an exact location.
Have you tried just hanging out in a car at the end of the street waiting to see if she walks by or something? Just
I mean, I did that today. I don't want to give away all my, I mean,
sure, sure,
Skylar,
sure. Yeah.
but I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I did that today. I went by all the little corner stores, showed her picture. Have you seen her come in here? Nobody had saw her. Like I said, I was in that neighborhood talking to neighbors, hanging posters, and then I even drove back by to make sure there was no posters missing. Because I figured if they seen them that they would, you know, jerk them down.
yeah. So Jake's saying that if you get the name, he can find the address. I might be
I'm
able
not
to too.
comfortable with doing that.
Okay. I just wanted to. We would never do it publicly. I just mean
Right.
if you ever in the future wanted to.
I mean, do you know this person?
Well, I know him from just on here. You know, he's someone that's been on the channel before multiple
Okay.
times. It's not like a personal friend or anything,
Right.
but we
Okay.
love you, Jake. But
Yeah.
yeah, I also can. I also am. I'm not like he's probably better than me, but I could probably do it also to get the number that she's at. So I can see afterwards. But I don't know 100%. I do have a couple resources. It's not like I'm like a private investigator that can do tons of
Well,
awesome
I've been
stuff, but
talking.
I just
I
know a
mean,
couple things most people don't.
I did. I mean, my friends have been so supportive, and that's why I said the Lord has put so many different people in my life to help me, get her home. And I did talk to a private detective, um, earlier, right before I did this, before I come on here. He had reached out and he was saying, why haven't you went in their house and just got her? And I know a lot of people think that, and I'm in Kentucky, like the gun state, we're redneck, but these people, are known to have drugs. I don't know who's in there, what's going on. It's a creepy situation. I have two babies at home. Am I supposed to kick in their door myself?
Well, I'm glad you said that because there's been a lot of people in the chat talking. I didn't want to scare you, but a lot of people saying things like, "Why is she friends with so many teenagers? Is there some kind of
Exactly.
trafficking thing going on?" Yeah,
And
have
that's
you
what I
heard
also
anything like?
wanted to say is because, and then we also, talking about when we were teenagers, we did this kind of stuff. I mean, me and my friends have talked about, we would run away, but we did when we were teenagers. It didn't really feel like we were running away. Just nobody knew where we were at, and we weren't home. You know, um, but there is so much trafficking going on. Like Skylar's talking to people she doesn't know. She had my mom's debit card linked to a Venmo that she would just Snapchat and ask people for drugs, and random drug dealers would show up with drugs. And I'm
Really?
like, she's making these stupid decisions that are, maybe nothing is coming out of this. Maybe this is just, really crappy people that are harboring a teenager. But I'm scared that if we don't find Skylar, she could leave there and make another dumb decision that she's not going to be able to come out of. She's going to end up dead.
Yeah, something needs to be done immediately. I'm in shock at how little has been done. Not on your end, but on the police's end. I mean,
And
um,
that's what I told my mom. I just threw my hands up. I was going to do this today. I've got church tomorrow. But we're just going to pray, and she's going to come home. Like the Lord's going to bring her home. But we just, getting her home and getting help for other teenagers that are out there missing. Um, something's got to change with everybody.
do you want, and nobody do anything until she says yes, but do you want people maybe trying to call this police department? Like, do you want us to try to get a group of people calling up saying, hey, something's going on there. You need to check this house. Do you
Yeah.
want,
I
okay,
mean,
everyone, we'll find out. Let's get the number to this police department that handles this house. And if everyone wants to help, let's start making some calls and getting them to go there and do their jobs. Everyone in the chat want to help out? I mean, it's a quick phone call. Something's
that's what
odd
my
here,
friend
guys.
said. She said I would be calling them, and I'm like, I did, and I went there, and
I
what,
mean, if
what
we
do
have
you
like
do?
20, 30 people calling, maybe that's something they can't deny.
Right? Well, they can't be mad at me then, right?
Right,
I'm
right.
just
No,
trying to help my
let
daughter.
them get mad at me. I'm in Boston. What are they going to do?
Guys, and that's what I want to know too is, again, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm bashing anybody. We're all just trying to do the best we can. I'm not perfect. I may have messed up with her. I know I did. I mean, her child years, she missed out on me. My mom, she feels guilty because she feels like she let her Bible too much, but that's why she's grandma. It's why grandma shouldn't be out raising kids. Their
Yeah,
grandkids.
well, don't tell her not to feel guilty. This is
We,
something you can't. She didn't do anything wrong. There's sometimes things just happen. Doesn't matter what you do. It's nature and nurture, right? There's both. There's influences from many places, and you can do everything right, and that things can still happen, and usually do. E Squared says London City Police. Okay, so it's London, Kentucky, right?
London, Kentucky is where the police report was filed because that's where she was originally missing from.
But what's the city where the house is in? Williamsburg.
Williamsburg, Kentucky.
So that's the Williamsburg Police Department will be the ones that handle that house.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, you know what? You guys have heard the story. Williamsburg Police Department. They have a known child in there with a woman who has multiple teens in there. If you guys want to, wait a minute. Oh, it gave me Williamsburg, Massachusetts, because that's where I'm from. I'm like, that 413, that's Massachusetts. Kentucky Police Department. All right, guys, if anybody wants to call the Williamsburg Police Department, let them know that we want them to check this house because we believe that a young and underage girl is there with a bunch of overage people. Every call can help, guys. Williamsburg Police Department number is 606-549-6038. I believe. Hang on. Don't call it yet. Is that Kentucky? Does that sound right? Yeah, 606-549-6038. I'm going to put it in the chat. Anybody wants to call them, we need that house searched. They need to do their job. Yeah, I'd be getting myself in trouble and kicking in the dang door if it was me, but nobody do that. Nobody do that. That's
Well,
illegal.
these little guys that are wanting to make their YouTube appearance, that's why I'm not.
What happened?
And these little boys, I've and just something else I want to. I mean, what these babies are going through, like I'm doing all this, and these boys are watching, going through that. They've rode in the car with me at night while I've looked in ditches, thinking that my daughter was ran over, and they've all went through this. My babies, my 5-year-old brought me a piece of candy out of Skylar's room the other day that we had got from church, and said, "Here, Mom, put this up because it was in Sissy's room and it might have drugs in it." I mean, at 5 years old, this is what my son has to be concerned about.
Right. I mean, for all you know, to the police, you could say, I don't know if my daughter's alive in that house. Like, they need
I
to
don't.
search it.
Nobody does. I know she is because I know. I mean, God has gave me such a peace through this entire thing, and says He's got this. So I believe in a God that is going to bring her home. But it's just all of these uncertainties and these roadblocks. I mean, that's what I want everybody to be aware of. If they have a missing person out there, the struggles they're going to face. It's just ridiculous. It is. It's blew my mind.
Type 1 in the chat if you're willing to call the police department and let them know that there's a minor in danger. Well, hang on. We don't have the house yet. What am I saying? Because we're going to... how can we do this? We have
They
her
know.
name.
I mean, I will say this, guys. If you call, they know because
They know the house.
they know. I mean, they're going to see Skylar's, when they hear Skylar's name, because they're going to know.
Okay, so anybody who calls, here's the number. I keep posting it, 606-549-6038. You give them this podcast. I'm not scared. Nobody scares me off. You tell them to watch it, and that they know the name Skylar Seagraves, what house we're talking about. All right, and Skylar, if you're listening, just call. Tell your mom you're okay and go from there. And that way you don't have to do any of this. Huh?
Do you want to say anything to your sister?
Everyone's saying, hi, little boy.
What do you want to say to your sister? Because if she's watching.
That she's very stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Brother's going to say that. But, baby, I mean,
right, no. Yeah, when
um,
you get older, people make some silly decisions. You're not as smart when you're 15 as when you're your age, unfortunately. Yeah, I understand, buddy, but we're doing everything we can to bring her home safe, okay?
Thank you. And I love you, Skylar. Your granny loves you. Your papa has asked
Yeah,
about
okay,
you
yeah. So I'm
everything.
going to do this. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's actually what I was going to do next. I want you to say something directly to Skylar, if she's listening, and then once you're done, maybe to anyone else who may know where she is that has info. But why don't you give her a direct message so she can know everything that's going on?
You're so stupid.
He's gonna make sure to think of the stupid part. Skylar, I love you. We want you to come home. There's no amount of trouble that you're gonna be in that I'm not gonna be here with you. I'm here when you're not. I'm working behind the scenes. I'm doing everything I can to bring you home, Skylar. I love you. And we'll get through this together. And your granny, she has worried herself to death over you. Your papa asks about you every night. Roger's mad. But he loves you. He's more hurt than anything. So just please come home.
Skylar, but you're dumb and stupid.
Okay. That's all. That's all.
Oh, I was on mute. I'm so sorry. I'm sitting here talking. Sorry about
I don't know.
that. my mistake. I was sorry about that. Okay, yes. If you're listening, Skylar, please just your mom's worried. Listen, we've Anna says she's calling now. So yeah, you got people calling, okay? People are helping you right now.
Thank you.
And yeah, anybody, I'm gonna show you guys some pictures one more time. This is Skylar. Again, she's 15, guys. She's at a house with a bunch of adults who has possibly more teens there, or at least has in the past. Weird situation. Williamsburg, Kentucky. We don't know the name of the address to the house, but the police do if you give the name Skylar Seagraves. So if you call Williamsburg, Kentucky police and let them know that you saw this podcast, you can give them my name. You don't have to worry about getting me in trouble. I don't care. Tell them where you saw it and tell them to watch it. And we want somebody in there to make sure Skylar's safe and to bring her home. So you let them know. They can call me, they can email me. All my contact information is in. I mean, my phone's not working right now, but they can email me in the description if they have an issue with it. And also, anybody who wants to contact the family, like Katie or anyone else, it's in the description as well.
Definitely.
1 second. What's going on?
It's echoing.
Wait a minute, Melinda. What? Oh, it's echoing. You said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to see. I don't know what's going on in the comments. Square. I think everybody's okay. Well, all right. Is there anything else that you wanted to make sure that you got out there before we finish up? I know you wanted to say something about the month. Is it Runaway Month or something? Did you? Can you hear me?
I guess just to anybody else, who's facing the same things that I'm going through, just know that, you're not alone. But it can feel that way. It feels like, you're never going to get your child back. Even when she's home, like you feel like she's not there. You feel like the teachers, the the police, you feel like the whole world is against you, but you're not alone. There are good people out there. You will get the help. You know, um, and just you gotta trust in the Lord through all this. You just have to.
Absolutely. And everyone, thank you for helping. Please, let them know what you think. Go to the police, do everything smart, guys. Do it the right way. Let them
Yeah.
know what you think. And I'm going to put you in contact with Melinda, and I'll see if Denise can do anything as well. They're great resources to have. And let's bring her home to her little guy here. Is that brother?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
brother.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. You did a great job. I'm sure she's very proud of you. You did awesome. And we're going to do everything we can moving forward. We'll get her home, okay? And hopefully Melinda and everyone we bring can maybe help get her some help to stop this from happening.
Thank you.
Things like this. All right. Have a good night.
You too.
And thank you for joining us. And let's bring her home. I'll talk to you shortly on message.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Katie. Thank you, guys. She did a great job. Sorry, I think there's some issues in the chat. So I'm Melinda. I'm going to message you. My phone is all screwed up right now. But I'll definitely put you guys in contact. It's I dropped it in rain, my phone, so it's all messed up. But I'll have a new one probably tomorrow, so I can call it. I can call you tomorrow. But for tonight, I'll put you in contact with her. But all right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you to Melinda, who donated $100 for the stream. You rock. Thank you so much. And also Anna Marie earlier today donated $25. So thank you both. We greatly, greatly appreciate you guys when you help out. It helps, of course, for obvious reasons. And that's basically it. Thank you to everybody who joined. Please, guys, you can message, you can contact Katie via her Facebook page, which is in the description. Just expand it. And anybody else who's calling the police department, let them know that we want something to be done here. They can't just let a minor be in some strange adult's house. Something's going on there. I don't know. Who knows who in that town, but something's weird there. It is a small town, and we hear about things happening. So, yeah, I don't know. But all right, guys, I love you. Thanks for joining us. We should have another show tomorrow, another runaway teen, unfortunately, or another missing teen. I'm not sure about runaway. I have to double check the exact situation, but it's a 16-year-old this time. Went missing actually the day after Skylar. So a shame. But so I'll see you guys probably tomorrow night. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. And let's bring Skylar home. Okay, guys, make that call. All right. Bye-bye.